When I first started this channel, this is what my thumbnails looked like at that point. And this is where they're at now. And the crazy part, I did all of this in less than a week with an AI tool you've probably never heard of. And it's 100% free. When I first started YouTube, I knew that thumbnails mattered. But if I'm honest, mine sucked. I spent hours in Canva copying other creators and still ended up with cluttered, boring, low-quality thumbnails that nobody clicked on. Then just last week, I stumbled on a video by Nick Nimmin where he mentioned a tool called Nano Banana. Now see if you can say that 3 times fast. Nano Banana, Nano Banana, Nano Banana. But all joking aside, once I tried this tool, it completely changed how I did my thumbnails. All right. So you'll probably have to sign in order to be able to do some of this with your Google account. But I've seen some other videos where they've shown that you can use incognito mode to also go in. So let's just jump right in and start off by uploading a photo of myself. So here's one I took earlier. And then let's give it the prompt that Nick Nimmin gave us in his video. Generate an image of this guy sitting in a coffee shop wearing a black button-up dress shirt. The coffee shop in the background should be modern and hip and have a relaxing ambiance. He should be working on a MacBook Pro sitting in front of him. He should be viewed from the front like the viewer is standing in front of him. The image should look cinematic and moody. Now let's hit run. Now this may take a few seconds, but it's pretty fast normally. Now look at that image. Look how amazing that looks. Now, of course, there's some things in here I might change, right? So if I'm going to use this as a thumbnail, I'm going to remove some of the distracting parts of the background. So let's type in remove people from the background and then hit run again. And look at that. Just like that, it removed all the people from the background. This right here is perfect already. The background's got a good blur to it in the distance. This is an amazing image. Now, does this look 100% like me? No, but it's not far off. And so for me right now, somebody who's just starting out their channel, I like it and I'm happy with it. So now if you click on the image, you can click right here and click on the download button, and you can download the image now to your laptop. So if you want, you can try to utilize this to put text in it. And if you put text in your thumbnails, you can do this. But I've found so far that it doesn't do really well at putting text in. But let me just give it a try once to try to show you some of the things that I've tried. Add in a bold, large text that says, trust everyone in the background. Make the text take up the majority of the background and have it slightly behind the guy. And now hit run. So right off the bat, this isn't really that bad, but it's added some extra texture to the text and stuff that I don't really like. And so for me to have better control over the text, I just like to take in, and I'll go into my Canva account, and then that's where I will add it in here. So here's an image that I had of myself earlier that I had generated with this that I really liked. And so I can take this image now here in Canva, and if you have Canva Pro, you can use it to remove the background so that you can stack text behind him. But I don't, so I'll send the picture out, and I have an app on my iPhone that I can use to remove the background, and then I'll send it back to my laptop so that I can keep working on it. But I'll toss in and add in some text and use a font here that I've used before that I really like for a lot of my thumbnails. And then I just add in that extra layer of bringing in the one that I've removed the background from. So now that I can toss the text behind him, and then I can just kind of adjust it where I want, and then boom. That's an amazing thumbnail right there. So now let's go back to Nano Banana, and let's start with a fresh one here. And let me show you some other prompts that I've used as well. So we'll go back, we'll use that same image again. And use some of these other prompts. Generate an image of this guy sitting on a rooftop at golden hour, typing on a laptop. The city skyline glows in the distance, with warm sun rays casting dramatic shadows. The person should be in casual clothes, relaxed but focused, as if lost in creativity. The scene should look cinematic, with a dreamy, inspiring mood. And then hit run. Look at that. Look how amazing that is. All from one prompt. Let's do another one. Same image. Generate an image of a futuristic coffee shop where a creator works on a sleek tablet that projects holographic screens. The shop should have neon lighting, glass walls, and a cyberpunk feel, with glowing signs and ambient rain outside. The characters should look like they're deeply immersed in their work, viewed from slightly above as if the viewer just walked past. Now hit run. Look at this. That is just so cool. All right, I'm going to show you more prompts, and then I'll show you how I turned these into thumbnails. Generate an image of this guy working on a laptop at an outdoor street cafe late at night. The scene should have string lights overhead with a lively city background slightly blurred. A cup of coffee and notebooks sit on the table next to the laptop. The atmosphere should feel vibrant yet intimate, with cinematic lighting and reflections from wet pavement. Now hit run. Now look at this. This is so cool. These images are just so amazing. It just blows my mind how it can do this stuff so easily. So now, let me show you from where I was messing with this earlier, and I started creating some thumbnails in my Canva. So we'll go back over to my Canva and we'll look at the ones that I created before. So here's the original one that I just showed you guys a while ago on how we created in no time. But then here are some of the others that I created as well, where I could easily add in simple text and simple images to create some amazing thumbnails that would stand out amongst all the others out there. So how awesome is this? And I learned how to do all of this all within the last week. This AI generation tool is that easy to use. And did I mention before? It's free. I didn't have to spend $1 to be able to utilize this thing. If you're like the past me from a month ago, who was freaking out and always stressing over utilizing and trying to create thumbnails, you've got to go and try Nano Banana. I'll give you all of the prompts that you've seen in this video down in the description and give you a link to get to Nano Banana. Go in and try it out. Start off using the scripts that I gave you maybe and some pictures of yourself But then go in and ask ChatGPT or something else, or even Gemini, to adjust the prompts to create something that maybe works for you. The sky's the limit with this. If you found this helpful, hit that like and subscribe button, because it's my goal to share as many tips as I can with new creators to help all of us create better content and to get more views on YouTube, all without having a big studio or a lot of team behind us. Hopefully I'll see you guys again on the next videos. And go have some fun playing with Nano Banana, because I know I've had a ton of fun this last week doing this.